Class 8 children. In this video, we are going to discuss question answers of this chapter that's name is the Indian Constitution from Civics chapter number 1. So question number 1 is, why does a democratic country need a constitution? There are many democratic countries in our world, but these democratic countries, they require a constitution. So what is the need of this constitution? Let's find out in the answer. So the first point is constitution. It decides the fundamental nature of the society. Means constitution decides that what kind of society will be there in that country. People will get some rights. Will they get justice? There will be equality in the nation. So what kind of society? There will be brotherhood. So what kind of society these people want to make? So it is decided in the constitution. Second point is to define the nature of country's political system. Means what kind of politics would be there, how political parties will be formed, how they will function, how government will be formed. So the political nature of the country is decided by the constitution. What power will be enjoyed by these political representatives, what limitation will be there on them, right? So this entire political machinery, this is defined in the constitution. So that is why we need constitution. Point number 3, you see, to stop the authorities to misuse their power. Children, those people who are in the position, politicians and some other people who are in the higher post, so they can misuse their authorities, they can misuse their power. But here it is constitution to stop them, because constitution put limits on these peoples, right? See point number 4. In a democracy, the constitution ensures that the dominant group does not use power against less powerful groups. Very simple to understand this point is, it means constitution prevent the domination of majority community on minority. It protect minority communities in the nation, right? Here it is. See point number 5. Constitution guarantees fundamental rights. Very simple pointed for you children, right? So fundamental rights, these are provided by the constitution. See the point number 6. Constitution helps to protect us against certain decisions that we might take that could have an adverse effect. Sometimes people they feel that there should be any dictator in the nation. So sometimes people, they tend to take any wrong decision. So it is constitution, it stops them. It prevent people taking such kind of wrong decision, right children? So here, to decide the fundamental nature of the society, political system, and what kind of nation we want to make, what will be the power with political representatives, what will be the rights of citizen, to decide these all the things, we require a constitution, right? So I hope you got this answer. Now let's go to question number 2. Question number 2 is, look at the wordings of two documents given below. The first column is from 1990 Nepal Constitution. The second column is from more recent Constitution of Nepal. So children, two columns are there. First is here, that is 1990 Constitution of Nepal. In this part 7 regarding executives, here article 35 is there, you see. Executive powers. The executive powers of the Kingdom of Nepal shall be vested in His Majesty and the Council of Ministers, right? So what it declares? It declares that the real power will be in the hand of king, right? Second, you see in second column, 2015 Constitution of Nepal, part 7, federal executives. So here article 75 declares that regarding executive powers, the executive power of Nepal shall proceed to this constitution and law, be vested in Council of Ministers. So here we can see clearly children, the real power will be vested in the Constitution of Nepal, according to this Constitution of Nepal, which was formed in 2015, right? And Council of Ministers will have these powers to take decisions, and these Council of Ministers, these are people's representative actually, right? So now you children see the answer. In Article 35 of 1990 Constitution of Nepal, the power to rule the country, to set rules and to manage the country are vested in the king. King is enjoying all the powers, right? According to this Article 35 of 1990, right? So real power are in the hands of king, right? And you see next one is that is according to the Constitution of 2015, and in this there is Article 75 that states that the governance and the management of the country will be based on the laws mentioned in the Constitution. So real power is in the Constitution and under the supervision of ministers. So these are the ministers who will use these powers and decided by the Constitution. So these people are people's representative, right? So there is a great difference between both the rules, right children? I hope you have got the answer. Now children, let's go to question number 3. So here it is, what would happen if there were no restrictions on the power of elected representatives? So what would happen? Children, here some situations are there in the answer. You see, point number 1 is these leaders might misuse their power and authority. Yes, absolutely true. Children, in this situation, these political leaders, these representatives, in the absence of any strong constitution, they can misuse their power. Point number 2 is this misuse of authority can result in gross injustice and mismanagement. Obviously, right? Children, if constitution is not there, then ministers, they can misuse their power, and as a result, with some people injustice can be there, and in the entire nation mismanagement, misgovernment can take place. And here you see point number 3, it can generate the situation of dictatorial rule. Yes, some leader, they can do it, right children? So dictatorial rule can be applied in the nation in the absence of a strong constitution, right? So these 3 points we have discussed. This is the time to go to question number 4. In each of the following situation, identify the minority. Children, 4 options are there in front of you. We need to find out minority community in this. And write one reason why you think it is important to respect the views of minority in each of these situations. And we need to tell at least one view why the views of minority, why the interest of minority should be protected and preserved, right? So the first point is that is in a school with 30 teachers, 20 of them are male, right? The first situation. So in this children, 20 in a school with 30 teachers, 20 of them are male. So obviously 10 female teachers are in minority. It is important to respect the views of female teachers so that male teachers do not use their power against them, right? Here it is. See option number B. In a city, 5% of population are Buddhist. So in a city, 5% people are Buddhist. So obviously these Buddhist people are in minority. So it is important to respect the views of Buddhist so that they will not be dominated by the community, those who are in the majority. To protect their religion, their practices, it is important to give them protection and to respect their views, right children? Now see option number C. In a factory mess for all employees, 80% are vegetarian. So those 20% who are in minority. So these 20% left, these are non-vegetarian, these are in minority. So their views should be respected as eating non-vegetarian food is their personal choice, right? On this matter, these people should not be humiliated, right? And after that, the last one, D, is that is in a class of 50 students, 40 belong to more well-off families. 40 belong to more well-off families. It means those who are 10 students belong to poor families, right? And in school there are scholarships are there, special classes are there, schemes are there, and uniform. So these are to be planned to keep in view their requirements also, those who are poor, right children? So that is why, it is the responsibility of authorities to take care for minorities as well, right? Here it is. Now let's go to question number 5. Listed below are the key features of Indian Constitution. Write 2 sentences in your own words why you think this feature is important. So 4 features are there of Indian Constitution. First one is federalism, second is separation of powers, third is fundamental rights, and fourth is parliamentary form of government. So children, what are these and why we need it in our nation? Let's discuss one by one. First one is federalism. So it means more than one level of government in the country. In India, there is 3-tier system. In our country, there is central government, then state government, and local governments, right? So we need it to deal with the great diversity of our country. And we have adopted federalism for good governance in our country at each level, whether it is district level, village level, state level, or whether it is central level. Central government, it cannot take care for each and every village, street, and each and every city. So for that we require local government, right? So these are necessary. Federalism is necessary. Now see, point number 2 is, that is separation of powers. So in order to prevent the misuse of power by the elected representative, the Constitution advocate separation of powers. Yes. Why it is necessary? Each branch of the government has its powers fixed by the Constitution. Whether this branch is legislature, executive, or judiciary. These all, they control one another's power. They follow the system of check and balance. So that is why, to follow this system of check and balance of each organ of the government, we have adopted this system of separation of powers. This is a necessary element of Indian democracy and Indian Constitution, right? Next one is, that is fundamental rights. So fundamental rights guarantees the right of individual against the state as well as against other individuals. These are some basic rights. These rights people must have in our country, right? So these fundamental rights are there. These are mentioned in which part of Indian Constitution? That is part number 3, right? So why do we need it? These protects minority communities, right? So fundamental rights, it protects minority communities, and second most important, secures rights of all citizens, right? So here it is. And next one is, that is parliamentary form of government. Very well, in our country parliament is there, right? And it has 2 chambers also, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So in a parliamentary form of government, the Constitution guarantees universal adult franchise for all citizens. It is equal right to vote, whether people are belonging to any caste, gender, community, place of birth, etc., etc., right? So this is equal right to vote. So by this way, people elect their representatives. These representatives sit in parliament and they take decision for them. So we need this parliamentary form of government. Why? We need it for good governance, and it is the biggest forum for debate and discussion regarding any law and issue of the nation, right? So children, here we have done these all the question answers. We have discussed these all the question answers. I hope you have got the answers of these all the questions, right? So thanks for watching. Bye bye.